Hey, it's Greg, and it's another edition, Monday edition of Unbreakable. Well, today happens to be Monday, December 11th, but do you really care what day it is? Who gives a crap? I don't care what day it is. We're here to lament, we're here to dissect, we're here to analyze and break down horrible Eagles losses to the stinking riding Cowboys. So, where do we start? First of all, I thought the Eagles were going to play a lot better than they did. I mean, they wasn't even a game, you know. I'm not surprised that the Cowboys won. After all, they were favored and they were at home, right? Um, Again, like last week, I was surprised at the way the Eagles lost. Too many turnovers. It did not look like they were ready to play. Like the energy level was down. I mean, how do you come out of the big game with that? How do you come out with no energy, right? The defense looked tired. The offense looked confused. Uh, what concerns me about this team right now is they seem to be regressing rather than peaking. And that's concerning this late in the season. I think you'll agree. I like a team that's hot in any sport. And that's why you see so many wild card teams getting to the championship games or even winning the championship. Um, Teams get hot, anything can happen unless you get in. Eagles are playing the worst football. What's concerning is they're playing the better teams. Yes, they've had a gauntlet, and maybe that's taking a toll. The Buffalo game wasn't easy. The Kansas City game was easy. Certainly with the Niners and Dallas game. See? And even the Dallas game, the win in Philadelphia wasn't easy. But, you know, even though it may have it might be taking a toll on the team, who knows? It, I don't know, they just don't look good. What can I say? It's one thing to lose, right? I predicted the Eagles to win 31-30. A loss is a loss is a loss, whether you lose 10-0, 20-19, or 45-0. A loss is a loss. But it's, to me, it's important how you lose to. Were you competitive? Certainly, the Eagles have not been competitive the last few weeks. Well, let's break it down. You know what? This travesty started right from the beginning. Why is it that when the Eagles win the coin toss, they always defer? Excuse me. I mean, I understand why they do. They want to get the kickoff in the second half, feeling that maybe they'll have the ball at the end of the first half, thus having two possessions. And I get it, why do it? I'm just saying, why are you doing it so much? You're giving the Dallas team the ball, a hot Dallas offense at home to start the game. So what happened? Excuse me. The Cowboys took the ball right there and they scored a touchdown. Right away, the Eagles are and they're losing. Why is it that people can always see that? Especially with them. Is that? Well, that can't be what's starting. It's going. Is it like on number, excuse me, script the first 15 plays. First 15 plays, right? This doesn't seem to be working with the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles fall behind and then they have trouble catching them. I just don't understand. You know, why not try something different? Right? Why not take the ball? Excuse me. If you win the coin flip, you take the ball and maybe you drive the ball down the field and score a touchdown and put the other team behind for a change, right? And that's a novel idea. Cheers. I just don't get the idea of doing something again and again and again and it's not working. Isn't that the definition of insanity? Doing it again and again and again. If it's not working, so the night started off bad, right there. Yeah, I don't like Chris Collinsworth, but he made a good point in the story when he said that the Eagles, especially the defense, looked tired. The offense looked sluggish. What's wrong with Jalen Hurts? I mean, he looks so out of it. He looks dazed and confused, even sitting on the bench. Have you noticed that about him? He doesn't seem like a perky, sparkly guy. I don't know. He just like it looks like he's in a coma, sitting on the bench. And he's got these glassy eyes even when he's on the field. What's wrong with him? Um, He's just not the same Jalen Hurts. He ran last night more than usual, but I don't know. It just I don't think he is getting along as the wrong term. I don't think he's jiving with the offensive coordinator. Um, I don't know. It just seems like something's different this year about Jalen Hurts. Have you noticed that too? Um, he's certainly not playing as well as he used to. Uh, the fumbles are a big concern, but I can't put my finger on it, but it just doesn't look the same. Um, Maybe he's just not comfortable out there. Maybe that knee is giving him more trouble than we know. Um, or maybe there's something else going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, right? Something's not right. Uh, but the whole Eagle team just didn't look like they're ready. But again, this week. And again, Eagles too many field goals and not touchdowns. What the hell is going on when we get the ball in? Yes, turnovers killed them. Devontae Smith had a terrible week. A.J. Brown had a terrible. Excuse me, Jalen Hurts wasn't himself. What is it with his turnovers? What is it with the red zone? The Eagles can't score touchdowns anymore. And the only touchdown they had, as we saw, was from the defense. There's got to be some answers, you know. And I'm not putting it all on the offensive coordinator. I'm not putting it all on Nick Sirianni. I'm just saying something needs to change because something's not right. Okay, so we noticed also Super Bowl to see why teams can't get back to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. It's really, really tough. Not only are other teams gutting for you, are the Eagles as hungry as they were last year? I think so. But you have to wonder, why do teams have trouble getting back to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row? And whatever, you're seeing that effect. I mean, we are seeing that effect to the point where the Eagles are now tied in the East with Dallas. If the Eagles win the remaining 4 games, yes, we're doing 4 games to win the season. The Eagles will go on to win the division. But there's just something not right about it. Keep it form. And I think the Eagles will actually win the division. Why? Because Dallas's schedule is much tougher. They have to go to Buffalo this week, which I think the Bills are going to beat them this week. The Bills need that game. They really like that. And playing heavy. Dallas is playing outdoors. Hopefully it's nice and cold up in Buffalo this weekend. And then Buffalo goes down to Miami and plays the Dolphins. That's not going to be easy. And then they come back home and they have to play the Lions. That's not going to be easy because we know the Lions are going to need that game. The Lions haven't played it. So, whereas the Eagles they go to Seattle next week. It's going to be a tough game. We'll talk more about that later in the week. But then the Eagles have the Giants, Cardinals, Giants again. Much easier schedule. Of course, you got to go out and win the games. Anything can happen. But on paper, the Eagles have a much easier road to hoe than the Cowboys do. But anyway, of course, we saw the Cowboys pile on at the end. A meaningless field goal tacked on with a little over a minute to go. They didn't need to do it. They could have, they actually could have just knelt on the ball up 30 to 13 with a little over a minute to go. But no, they had to pile on and they had to kick the field goal to rub it in. This is why people hate the Cowboys. This is why people hate the Cowboy fans. They haven't won anything since 1995, but they're still, to me, they're still an arrogant. From Jerry Jones on down to their stupid cheerleaders, to their stupid coach, to their stupid players. It's just, and that's what pisses me off about stuff. Losing, not even putting a fight against those creeps that now that I can't, you know what, I can't take the Eagles seriously unless they beat Dallas and Dallas. I'm sorry. Is it any surprise that this time the Eagles winning Dallas was 12-17? It happened winning the Super Bowl that year. I mean, until the Eagles can down the Dallas and win. We talk about children, stuff and all this stuff. You get the ball in the red zone, and you probably. It's no wonder. Right? Can't do something. Then they bust back, bringing the ball up. It was the one touchdown. A stupid score doing. Can't do what the Eagles did. Get the ball down to the red zone and for everyone. It's just inexcusable and stupid. Some more things. Sirianni, fourth quarter. Oh, it was still the third quarter. Had a 4th and 8. And down 2 scores. 8 yards is a lot of yards to pick up on 4th game. I'm sorry. Cowboy ended the field. Could have kicked the field goal. Could have made it a 13, an 11-point game, 11-point game at that point. Decided not to kick the field goal. Decided to go 48 yards. Did not get it. 2,000 play calls. I mean, if you're going to go for the first down, you make sure that you throw the ball past the David chains and get the first down. Why call 2 pass plays, one to Brown and one to Smith, that are short of the first down marker. Alexa, stop that damn thing. I thought I'd put a little Christmas music on as background, the soothe the beat. She's just, anyway. So, you know, the Eagles aren't the only team that does it. If you're gonna get the first game, throw the ball long and get understand. They want Brown and Smith to catch the ball and then run for the first one. I don't know. I just that play. Get the first down. Make sure the route is long enough. In this case, 8 yards. To get the first down if the receiver catches the ball. As I said, can't blame the coaches for horrible nonsense, but the coaches took part in it. It was a true team effort, or should we say, defense, offense, special teams, and what they had. I mean, actually, probably the best play of the game was the fake punt by the Eagles on their man to the ball, and then there was a first down. That was a surprise. And sometimes you got to do that. When you're in hostile territory like Dallas, you have to be aggressive and go out and upset. I tell you what, I was watching the 49ers play the Seattle Seahawks yesterday. The Seattle was hanging in. It was 14-10. San Francisco at the hand, but Seattle was really playing a tough game. The problem was Seattle had 2 times they had fourth down play, 2 yards to go, on the 49er side of the field. And the head coach of Seattle, Pete Carroll, the Fox look, he decides to punt them. Well, in a situation that Wonder Woman, I mean, she's just trying to get news anyway. With what, 10 and a half $400. You go for it. You try to pick up the first one, to keep your momentum, then you have to score points. Secret in beating the 49ers, as we know, is getting ahead of them. Mike Shanahan, the coach of the 49ers, something like 0-8 or something in the fourth quarter when he's losing 7 points. I mean, that's the way you pick that team. You get ahead of them, and you make them play them win. No wonder Pete Carroll hasn't beaten the 49ers in 4 consecutive tries. Without Russell Wilson, by the way, Russell Wilson won an amazing record with San Francisco when he was with the Seahawks. Since Russell Wilson was traded to go to Denver, Seattle can't do anything. It's the food. Go figure, right? But anyway, so that fake punt, I think, was a good thing. You have to be aggressive and take chances when you're on the road against, let's say it, a superior opponent. And right now at this time, Dallas is, I need to say it, because Dallas sucks. But Dallas is the superior opponent. So is San Francisco. So that was a good play. But offensive, defensive coaching, they all had it here in the losses today. So I described it when I was on Twitter as embarrassing, concerning, and disappointing. Embarrassing because he was going nuts to again successful. Disappointing because they want better. At least keep the game. Concerning because this is happening again. And the coach doesn't have even sense on game adjectives. I know, I don't know how to get it. I think it's gonna be a tough game. So I think the Eagles will take that to the next week. The Eagles very much better team than the Seahawks. I don't think this way. The Eagles got to travel across the country. It's about as long of a trip that you can get in the division to see them. That play the Seahawks, Seahawks don't have much to play for, but still. And especially after all this road back and forth with Dallas, we knew this was going to be a tough grind. We knew it. And it is. I don't expect it to be next week this year. I don't. Do I think the Eagles will lose? I can't say for sure. The way they're playing right now, can you say for sure that the Eagles are going to beat the Seahawks next week? They should. However, I hope I'm at a loss for words, which for me, it's pretty bad. Anyway, so that's the Eagles thing. So I think here's what I intend to do. I think we should dissect this loss, digest this loss, and move on to, as the great Jimmy Buffett would say, with good, without, dwelling, without learning from it, still learn from it. Hopefully, the same steps down. But you can't change. So, hopefully, we'll have a shot at the Cowboys that are ready. Just hopefully, shot the food. But Eagles got to play with passion. They have to play with urgency. Even little time. So they were walking up to the they didn't seem much urgency. You haven't had much urgency in your brain for some reason. It's almost like, well, we're NFC chips. Well, it doesn't matter what they are. We're good. Again, there's that hunger factor, right? Are they hungry enough? Do they want it bad enough? Do they want to get back to the Super Bowl bad enough and be in the Super Bowl this time? Oh no. You gotta ask yourself those questions too. Definitely you have to cut the turnovers. And the problem with this team too, guys, is they don't force the turnovers. To their credit, Fletcher Cox and Fletcher Cox knocked the ball away from Dak Prescott and forced a turnover. Great. But how many of these other players forced turnovers, especially the secondary stinks? Oh my God. I'll tell you what, next year in the draft, Howie Roseman better focus on linebackers and defensive backs and safeties. You gotta build up that secondary, and you have to put more importance into the linebacker position. These opposing receivers and opposing quarterbacks are just eating the Eagles alive in the sector. It's obvious. Sled, what's it called? Sled isn't supposed to be. And Bradbury, oh my God, Doug steps slow. And a lot of these other guys back here, Ricks, they just aren't good. But let's tell it like this. Let's be honest. You're gonna hear all kinds of crap over this week. All kinds of excuses. And you can't be a doomsayer. It's going to still do like, and the Eagles are still 10-2. They still controlling the distance. But I also can't sugarcoat it either. And you have to do it like it is. Maybe the Eagles just are good. Maybe Howard Roseman, with as much good as he's done in the past, just hasn't done a good enough job this year to have the Eagles get to the Super Bowl. We will see, because it's obvious that they're really in the playoffs. How far will they go? That remains to be seen. But maybe they're just not sure, right? So let's dissect it. Let's digest it. And let's move on, because if they come out next week in Seattle and they play the same kind of lifeless, robotic, passionless, error-filled game against Seattle, they're going to get better. They're going to get beat. And Eagles will make the playoffs, but if they end up with a 5 seed, let's see, in the playoffs, it's one extra game they have to play, that will go by. And how many roads? Right? It's not a good recipe for getting to the Super Bowl. Eventually, they will have to move it down something or San Francisco or both. So, tomorrow is another week. I hope to be back on with better news. We will talk more in hopes. Hopefully tomorrow we will have a clear view of what's going on. Tomorrow I also want to talk about this. Shohei Ohtani signed a $700 million contract with the Dodgers. I'm not surprised they're going to get LA. I'm not surprised. There are money, there are connections. And as crazy as it seems, 700 million, that 70 million a year in 10 years. The Dodgers are actually winning this year. They're going to permit the hell out of showing time. Everything's going to be on time. We're telling you this and telling you we're going to do commercials, Hollywood. I mean, they're just, everything's going to be on time. And but some of those people are buying tickets and Dodger Dogs will cost like $25 a piece. They got to get their money back somehow, right? But think of all the jerseys selling. And you know what this does too? This gives the Dodgers a way to go. And getting the other Giants to play. They have to moan, whatever. A Japanese pitcher. Because as we know, Japanese players love to have fellow Japanese players in the team, so they get to talk to. So that's a benefit. That's a perk. But we'll talk more in time tomorrow. Eating a couple other things. Well, thanks for tuning in tonight. And thanks for watching. Sorry for letting me talk for you. I don't smoke, really. Imagine if I was too academic. And I wouldn't be here. We would do the podcast, Katie. Anyway, I was good in as you can see I am a Sixers game, right? This is my favorite Sixers logo. This is the fourth school and favorite school script uniforms that they've had for years. Sixers play tonight. They played in dreadful Washington Wizards at home. Don't forget, it beat 3 games against Washington. The last 2 years, he's had games 48, 48, and 50 points against Washington. We'll see what happens, but you need some good dudes. You need the Phillies to pull a major trade or something. You need something. The Flyers are playing very good when Colorado. But we need some good news to get us out of this Eagles. So let's hope the Sixers put it up. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Stay safe and warm and talk to you. So watching. Take care.